Rob, if I could find $1 million that is going to slip through your fingers between now and the time you retire, that you were completely unaware of, how many of those dollars would you want back?
I would want back all of those dollars.
All of those. All right. Rob, currently, how old are you?
43 today.
40. Happy birthday.
Yeah. Did you see how excited I was? I was like, let's just do this on my birthday. Let's do
Right?
this.
It's
Is that what
yeah.
most people do?
That's something I would do.
This is your gift to me.
It's my gift. Well,
Yes.
I'm so happy I could give you the best birthday present ever. Stick you on a podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So, as of today, about how much is your household income?
266,000.
266,000. All right. Now, U.S. data statistics tells us that or not inflation, but income is going up by about 6.9% annually from all of their
Okay.
studies. Would you like to use that number, or do you want to go with something more conservative?
Let's just use that number.
Let's use that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. So we'll go 6.9%. Now, what this means is that over the next 22 years, by the time you retire, you're going to have $12.8 million come through your hands.
Okay.
Okay. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to save all of that. We have expenditures that we have to take care of, and so we end up spending the vast majority of it.
Mhm.
And once again, as we look at data and statistics, it tells us that we're terrible savers in this country. And we have a propensity to spend almost everything that comes through our hands. And their data tells us that we save on average about 4% annually.
Okay.
And how close do you think that is in your family? Think it's more or less, or should we just run with that average?
Let's just run with it.
Run with it? Okay.
Yeah.
So that means of that 266,000, you're going to wind up spending 250 this year.
That's pathetic.
That's a pretty good sized number. Now, we also have a propensity to spend everything that increases in our
Okay.
income.
Right.
Okay. So if our income is going up by 6.9, so is our spending.
Sure.
And what that means is over the next 22 years, you're going to have captured $517,000. Now, what would you like to do with that? Do you want to put it under a mattress, or should we put it to work?
Let's put it to work.
Put it to work.
That's the right answer, right? Yeah.
That is a good answer. We like that answer. It's kind of like Family Feud. Good answer. Good
Okay.
answer.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Survey says.
Survey says good answer. What sort of rate of return do you think you could get on that year over year?
I don't know, 8 to 10%.
8 to 10? Which one would you like to run with?
9.
9? All right.
Yeah.
Let's run with 9%. So, with a 9% rate of return over the next 22 years, that'll put 1.2 million, almost 1.3 million dollars in your account when you retire.
Okay.
Is that going to be enough to maintain your lifestyle and do the things you want?
No.
No. Okay. So there's two ways we can improve the end result of this account.
hmm
One, we can chase a higher rate of return. But typically when we chase higher rates of return, what do we introduce into our plan?
Risk.
Risk. That it dramatically increases the risk. Let's say for a minute that I have a magic wand, I can wave that, and without increasing your risk, Rob, I can get you a 12% rate of return.
Done. Deal.
All right. So increasing your rate of return from 9 to 12, what do you think that end number is going to be at that point?
I mean, without, unless we pause the video and hop into Excel, I don't have any idea. I'll just let you hit the button. It's going to be bigger. It'll be a much bigger number.
How much bigger? When you say much bigger, how much bigger do you think it'll be?
Um,
See,
a
this is the
lot.
fun of taking a CPA, not giving
No,
you
that's
a
what
calculator. They give you a number.
I was like, where's my HP 10B2 calculator when I need it?
I got
It's going to be
mine.
a lot bigger. Exactly. This is totally unfair. It's going to be a lot bigger. Time value of money tells me that working over 22 years, an extra 3% in return, it's going to be significantly bigger. I don't know if that's going to be 50% more or twice as much or what.
Okay.
I'm ready for you to shock and awe me though by hitting some sort of button. Okay. Okay.
Is it,
1.8.
when you say significantly bigger, did that really hit that's the significantly bigger I thought?
No, actually. I mean, it was 600K off of a 1.2 million. Uh,
Yeah, they gave us an extra 600 grand.
an extra 600K.
Yeah.
That's a material difference.
Yeah. Is that going to be enough?
No, I
No.
don't think so.
Okay. So we'll go back to 9%. The other thing that we can do is put together a structured cash flow system that
Mm,
prioritizes your financial freedom and the goals that you have and making sure you have enough when you retire. And by doing that, we put in place a little bit of restraint on that increased spending. So if income is going up, we put in the national average 6.9%.
hmm
What if we constrained it at 2 or 3%?
Okay.
You think that would be possible to do?
I mean, let's see if the next 4 years don't look like the last 4 years. I think so.
Hopefully not. I'm loving what we're seeing so far.
Yes.
So if we put a cash flow structure in place that slowed down the spending by just a little bit,
Yeah.
what number would you like to use there?
Let's use 2.5%. Split the difference.
2.5. All right. So we'll go 2.5%. Now, so that slowed the spending by about 10,000 a year.
Okay.
Okay. It wasn't massive. It went
hmm
from, you know, 255 this year and 271 to down to
And
270,
this is off. What did you say the average savings rate was? It was like 4% a year.
4%.
Yeah.
Average is
Okay.
4% a year.
Okay.
Okay. So now if we put the little bit of constraint on that spending over the next 22 years, what do you think we'll have in the bottom line? Throw a number out there. I know you don't have your financial calculator and it's going to hurt. This is, if anybody ever wants to know how to stress out a CPA, give him a math number equation
Yeah.
without a
Yeah.
calculator.
There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of expectation, and this is when everybody finds out I actually can't do any math in my head. So what were we at before? 1.8 million. I don't know,
We were
maybe
1.8 with a 12% rate of return.
2.5. I think we'll be at 2.5.
You'll be at, think 2.5? Okay, close.
This
10.8.
was a setup.
Okay, so Rob, you remember when I asked you in the beginning if I was able to find an extra $1 million that was slipping through your fingers?
Yeah.
Well, now we're
Yes.
at 8 million.
Yes.
Well, I guess not eight. We're at 7 million. How many of those
We're
do
at
you
like
think?
9 million, aren't
No, we
we?
are at
Wasn't it
9 million.
1.8 a second ago?
That was 1.8. See, I
Yeah.
can't do math without a calculator either.
I feel your pain.
We're at $9 million.
Yeah.
How much of those
That's pretty
how
good.
many of them do you want back?
I want 9 million of those dollars back, Brad.
Yeah. So if we were to work together, should we start chasing rate of return to start off, or should we do a cash flow structure?
I mean, I feel like might be a leading question. I think we should do cash flow structure.
Cash flow structure. All right. That's where we'll begin.